What's up, everybody? This is the D to the L to the N, the DLN Sports, and this is the cash line. Just wanted to jump on here real quick with y'all, man. Say what's up to the DFS community, Twitter world, the YouTube world, and the cash line world. Had a good week this week. You know what I mean? Profit about 200 something. So one of my best weeks, really. But we know how this DFS thing. I was in a slump right before that. You know what I'm saying? So. Having a good week though, you know what I mean. I posted on a couple of lines on Twitter and in the group and things like that. So, but today we're doing that Atlanta Falcons podcast, y'all. We're doing them top 10 teams. You know what I'm saying? Today we're gonna do Atlanta. But real quick before I jump into that, that WNBA is where I've been winning most of my money at here recently. Hit MLB a couple of little times, but that WNBA been good to me, especially here lately. And today, my picks of the day for the WNBA is going to be Gia Perkins. She's pretty much been the best value play at her price point for about 2 weeks now. Now, her price is slowly going up, but it ain't going to the point. It ain't going up to the point to get me off of her. You know what I mean? At least not yet. But and ever since that Lindsay Whalen went out, she's been doing her thing. And my other pick for that WNBA is that Joquel Jones, most improved player at the WNBA, really doing her thing. The numbers say it. Now you got them other big girls down there. You got Sylvia Fowles and things like that tonight. But I really like that Joquel Jones pretty much better than anybody like that. Now, real quick, like I said before I do this Atlanta Falcons thing, my baseball picks for the day, the pitchers is going to be Chris Sale and that Luke Weaver and Matt Moore for the San Francisco Giants. Now you're going to have to pay up for Sale. You know what I mean? But he one of them boys that you pay up for. And then you got that Luke Weaver, who I've been loving him. His upside is crazy. And they finally starting to move his price. But he's came through for me a couple times and got me to the cash line. You know what I mean? So that's Chris Sale, Luke Weaver, and Matt Moore is my pitchers of the day. Now my batters of the day. Now you know you got to wait for your batting orders before you truly know who you can play. But my bat stacks for the day is going to be the Washington Nationals, the Miami Marlins, the Boston Red Sox, and the Minnesota Twins. I feel they all in good positions against good pitchers that they can hit and things like that. So that was just real quick, let you know where I'm going today. That's where I'm going to be. I'm living there with those players that I picked. And but the Atlanta Falcons, y'all, NFL. You know what I mean? It's getting ready to start. Can't wait. Can't wait. Coach Dan Quinn, they went 11-5 last year. Brung in a couple good draft picks. They brung in that cornerback, Takarius McKinney. He's a ball hawk. He's a ball hawk. You know what I mean? And he's all over the field. And I watched a couple things on him in training camp, and he's all over the field. And every time a play happens, he's somewhere involved. Even if he didn't make the play, he's involved in it. He's around it. And they brought in that guard Sean Harlow to help shore up that line and protect Matty Ice a little more, which they supposed to do. You know what I mean? They're going to take care of him. And they brought in that other linebacker, Duke Riley. You know what I mean? Who's an aggressive running linebacker. And I think it was a good pick bringing that cornerback and that linebacker in. And with Dan Quinn, you know, he's from that original Seattle Seahawks tree when they was like super good. You know what I mean? When they was one of the best defenses ever. So he's a defensive-minded coach, and that's the difference with these Atlanta Falcons, y'all. That's what got them from the point where they always almost got there and to the point where they got over the hump. And that's because of Dan Quinn and that defense. Everybody pays attention to Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, which you should. But that Atlanta Falcons defense is the reason that they went to the next level. You know what I mean? Please believe it. Now we're going back position. At quarterback, y'all know who it is. Matty Ice. You know what I mean? Matt Ryan. Threw for 4,944 yards last year, 309 yards per game, 38 TDs and 7 interceptions. What else you want from an NFL quarterback? Can't ask for too much more than that. Don't turn the ball over. Consistently plays well. You know what I'm saying? So the fantasy value is there, and he can be used and used a lot. You know what I mean? This season, you catch Matt Ryan and Julio Jones in the right matchup, and they'll take you to the cash line and beyond. Please believe it. At running back, we got the Devontae Freeman, solid running back. You can play him in the right positions. Now, one sneaky person on that for the Falcons is that Tevin Coleman. He gets a lot of touches coming off of that bench, and when he comes in, he produces. You know what I mean? For a lot cheaper. But Devontae Freeman is the main back there Wide receiver, you know who it is. It's Julio, Julio Jones. You know what I mean? And you can play him, especially if you catch him with a cornerback that ain't really solidified and it really ain't one of the real deal, because they usually put the best corner on him. But if you catch one of them teams that ain't got no good corner and you catch Julio Jones on him all game, and that's when he puts up them big numbers. That's when he goes for 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? 11 catches, things like that, and take you to the cash line. Now, tight end, this is where I feel they're weak. They got that Austin Hooper and things, and they working on some tight end things. But I think they weak at the tight end position. But he could be one of them people that later in the year, yeah, it could end up being a good play. You know what I mean? Because one thing about these teams, ever since the Patriots started that double tight end stuff with Gronk and old boy before he went to jail and things like that, and then they brung in that Bennett dude last year, and this year they brung in the I think it was Dwayne Allen, or one of them tight ends to fill in, right, to do that double tight end. You know what I mean? They're gonna the tight end position is weak for these Atlanta Falcons, but you never know how that's gonna go. So we got to kind of wait and see on that. And then the defense, like I said, that's the difference in this team. They've always had Julio and Matt Ryan the last year, a lot of years. You know what I mean? But the difference is that defense is, you can't pick on them no more. They ain't got to put up 40 to beat you. You know what I mean? Now they can put up 21, 24 with that defense and beat you. You know what I mean? Now that division, Atlanta went 11-5. You had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 9-7, the Saints at 7-9, and then the Carolina Panthers at 6-10. Now those is good teams. I'd probably say the Saints is probably the worst out of that pick, even though they brought Adrian Peterson. You got to see if he's going to make it through the season or not. But the Panthers is going to be better. They ain't going to be 6-10 again. You know what I mean? They went to the Super Bowl the year before they went 6-10. You know, so they'll be better than that. And Tampa is one of my teams on the rise. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Oakland Raiders is some teams I'm targeting this year. You know what I mean? Because I think they're the real deal on both sides of the ball. So my baller, my shot caller, my slate changer, y'all, for these Atlanta Falcons is going to be Matty Ice. But this is one of them teams where you can't just have one. It's going to be Matty Ice and Julio Jones. And you can stack that all year long. You know what I mean? All year long. That's one of them combinations that'll take you there. That's that Rodgers and Nelson. That's that Gronk and Brady. That's that Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. That's one of them combinations that on the right week that they both go off and you ain't got them. You ain't got to even look at your ticket to see if you made the cash line. And my butt squeaker for these Atlanta Falcons shows is going to be Tevin Coleman. I know Devontae Freeman's the lead back, but that Tevin Coleman, he comes off the bench and he gets it. When he comes in the game, he ain't coming in there to block. They trying to swing that ball out to him or give him a couple touches, and he tries to take advantage of his time on the field. And my maggot of the year, now this can change at any time. 1-2 games, have a good game, you come off of that list. But right now it's that tight end position. I think they need to do something else, something different with that tight end. I know they was working on a couple things, but I ain't quite sure yet. So, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Cash line going good, everything going good. Hope everybody have a good day and get some of that money today. You can follow me at Dan_DL in sports on Twitter. Join Facebook, free. Throw you in there, that chat, the cash line. Dan Nicholson, the cash line on Facebook group. Just private DFS chat. And like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. And y'all know what it is. Cash line, baby.